You know, there's just a lot to like about this. Welcome back to What I Tasted. Today I'm going to be making a plant-based roast beef. Alright, I'm going to start by adding some tofu into this blender. I'm going to take this whole beet that I peeled. I'm going to cut off the end. And I'm just cutting this up a little bit, just so that way it's easier to fit. And easier to blend. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of this English mustard. I'm going to add some beef stock powder, some nutritional yeast, I'm going to add some salt, some vinegar, soy sauce, and now I'm going to blend this up. Alright, I'm going to add some Vital wheat gluten to a bowl. I'm going to add some vegetable suet to this Vital wheat gluten. Alright, so I'm going to mix up these dry ingredients here. The wet ingredients. Alright, there's going to be a point in time where you're just going to have to get your hands in there and mix this up. But when we get to this point, I'm going to also kind of rip up this dough. Not worrying about too much size or anything like that, but just rip it apart. And then once you get it ripped apart, just again bring it all back together. Fully incorporate it. Make sure you have everything from in the bowl. Squeeze it and press it down. Make sure everything is fully incorporated in, and then go ahead and shape this a bit into the roast. And we're going to put it down and let it rest for about 15 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to take this roast, add it to this cheesecloth. Get that fully covered. And I'm just going to tie it up. Alright, so the roast itself is all put together, but now I need to make a broth. So I'm just going to take all the broth ingredients, put them together, put them in a cast iron pot, put the roast in it, cover it up, and put it in the oven. I'm going to crack in some pepper. I'm going to add in some mustard, some dried thyme, some dried oregano, some fresh thyme, some fresh rosemary, some vegetable stock, some of that beef stock powder, some of that dark soy sauce, some salt, some Marmite, some maple syrup, we're going to add in 1 onion, going to add in carrot, celery, adding in a head of garlic. All right, so there it is. I'm gonna add it to the stovetop, bring it to a boil, add the roast beef, cover it, and put it in the oven. So now I'm going to take the roast out of the pot. And carefully cut off this twine, or carefully cut off the string. And now I'm going to take off the cheesecloth. Okay, now this is going to go back in the pot and it's going to cook for another 20 minutes with the lid off. So after the roast beef marinades for an hour, you flip it over and you roast it for another hour. Then take it out, uncover it, flip it back over, roast it for about 20 minutes, and then refrigerate it overnight. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Here it is. Here's the roast beef. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut some up. So I'm gonna try out that roast beef. That's delicious. That's a really good roast. That's fantastic. Super enjoyable. Loaded with flavor. Soft. You know, there's just a lot to like about this. Rich with umami, packed with flavor, soft, melt in your mouth. I can't wait to get this on a sandwich and some other recipes. It's just fantastic. I mean, look at that, right? Like, you can't even tell that that is not real roast beef. But, all right, so there it is. There's the roast beef. I'm your friend with Food Benefits, and I'll see you again real soon.